Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dakota's Political Circle. And today we are talking about how Mitch McConnell will be stepping down as the Senate Republican leader in November. This is a big shock to me. I'm very surprised he isn't stepping down when he obviously is out of office. And I forget when he gets out of office. I think it's 2 or 3 more years. But I'm really glad he's actually finally doing this. He is probably the worst Senate Republican leader of all time. And honestly, I'm really happy that he's not going to be a part of it anymore. He's probably the worst Republican I have ever seen, besides John McCain. Even though he's the late John McCain, sorry, I don't mean to say something rude about it, someone that's dead. But John McCain and there was one more. I can't remember his name, but he was a friend of John McCain's that was also in the Senate, I believe. He's not in there either. I think he was also in Arizona. I can't remember what his name is, honestly. But McConnell was definitely at the top on that list, in my opinion. McConnell was just a snake, and just a big snake. And Trump could have got him out, but he just decided not to. And now, thank God, Mitch McConnell is getting out of here. So let me read this article for you guys before I get into how I feel about this. I already told you how I feel, but just more into detail. So Mitch McConnell, the longest serving Senate leader in history who maintained his power in face of dramatic convulsions in the Republican Party for almost 2 decades, will step down from that position in November. McConnell, who turned 82 last week, announced his decision Wednesday in well of the Senate, the chamber where he looked in awe from backbenches in 1985 when he arrived, where he grew increasingly comfortable in the front row of affordable parties. Let me skip some of this. His decision punctuates a powerful ideological transition underway in the Republican Party from Ronald Reagan's brand of traditional conservatism and strong international relations to fiery and often isolationist populism of former President Trump. McConnell said he plans to serve out his Senate term, which ends in 2027. So he will be serving out his Senate term. He just won't be the leader. So that's kind of irritating, but at least we'll get him out eventually. He spoke at times, his emotions evident as he looked back on his career. President Joe Biden, who has a productive working relationship with McConnell, said he was sorry to hear the news. Yeah, I could have guessed that. A lot of people thought... He said it wasn't because of his health. A lot of people thinks it was because of his health. Me personally, I think it is because of his health. I just don't think he doesn't want to announce that because his health has been really, really bad lately. And honestly, I'm surprised he wants to serve the rest of the term because of his health. But, I mean, props to him, I guess. I don't know. The senator has been under increasing pressure from the resistive and at times hostile wing of his party that aligned firmly with Trump. A lot of this is just talking about him. I don't think any of it is talking about who could be the next. Yeah, here's something he did. There's a relationship that's been over since Trump refused to accept the results of the Electoral College. The attack on the Capitol. McConnell assigned blame and responsibility to Trump and said that he should be held accountable for his criminal justice for his actions, even though Trump did not do anything. Like, come on. Anything else to add to this? I don't think so. It's mainly just McConnell basically stepped down. That's basically the gist of it. I just want to read some of that. But basically, in my opinion, I think this was the best move for McConnell, even though he's an idiot and probably one of the worst Republicans I have ever seen of all time. This is his best decision he's ever made in his political career, in my opinion. And thank goodness he's not going to be a part of it anymore after 2027. So... luckily, he's not going to be the leader anymore come November. A lot of people are speculating there's 3 different people that people are speculating could be it. There's Rand Paul, which is the favorite. There is Ted Cruz, and there is John Corner, I believe his name said. A lot of people want Rand Paul. Me personally, I want Rand Paul. Some people want Ted Cruz because he's a really right wing and he's kind of like Trump, but at the same time, not a lot of people like Ted Cruz. Then there's John Corner. A lot of people call him like basically Mitch McConnell 2.0. Me personally, I think if we go between Rand Paul and Ted Cruz, I'm fine with that. If we have to pick John Corner, I would be very, very, very upset. I think John Corner would be the worst option imaginable. But if we had Rand Paul or Ted Cruz, I'm fine with either or. I like Rand Paul more personally. He seems more like a leader than Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz has great views, has great values. I like Ted Cruz a lot. Like I've watched his podcast. Ted Cruz is an awesome dude, and I would honestly love to meet Ted Cruz. But if you speak of leadership in the Republican Party, I would rather go with Rand Paul, even though he has differing views. Even if he has differing views at times, Rand Paul makes me think of like big political figures that they're not presidents. They don't become presidents, but they're those leaders that are behind the scenes. They're the great ones. Like they're the great ones that don't want to like show off too much, but they're just like that's a great leader right there. Even if they are Republican, even if they're a Democrat, that's basically my opinion on Rand Paul. Ted Cruz, he's a typical Trump Republican, which I'm not mad about that. I love Trump Republicans. Trump Republicans are awesome, but at the same time, Ted Cruz, I believe, goes by Trump on everything just because he doesn't want to lose his Senate seat. That's why I worry about Ted Cruz sometimes. But yeah, out of those three, those two are my top two options. Either one is fine with me. As long as one of those two is the Senate leader, I am fine with it no matter what. But yeah, that's my opinion on that. And I'm just happy Mitch McConnell is finally stepping down. It's probably the best decision he's ever made. And it sucks he's not going to wait until like November to like just get out of his Senate seat, but he doesn't want to do that. So at least we'll have to wait till 2027 for that. But at least for him to step down as the leader, then that's great. That's fine. He's finally doing that. That's definitely better because we'll get stuff done, especially with the Trump party. I mean the Trump Republican Party portion, instead of the kind that Mitch McConnell's and other Republicans that are awful, that I'm glad aren't really a part of the Republican Party anymore. There's just little bits of that, like Mitch McConnell. There was a few others in there as well that were senators. I can't remember their names, but I know Mitch McConnell was the biggest one out of them all. But yeah, this is great news for the Republican Party. I'm so glad this is happening. This is probably the best thing that's happened in a while. I believe the Republican Party's turning around, just like with Ronna McDaniel going to be stepping down, Mitch McConnell stepping down, and I believe there was one more person stepping down. I can't remember the person's. Oh yeah, that's who it was. Kevin McCarthy stepped down as well. All three of those. I wouldn't say Ronna McDaniel was a rhino. I just don't believe she was like full on support for Trump. But all three of those gone. Definitely a big win for Trump and the Trump part of the Republican Party, and a big loss for the old crappy Republican Party of the Obama years. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. My next video is probably going to be on. It's probably going to be on. I might either make a video on some West Virginia views of mine, not views, like West Virginia news of mine. I might start doing that as well. Make a section on my YouTube for just West Virginia news, political news, and then all the other stuff which is national. So like maybe at random, like during like 1 week, I'm just gonna post like a video about West Virginia conservative news, like recently, like for example, they might be passing a bill where K-12 teachers are going to be K-12 teachers are going to be, even though they haven't passed it yet, they're probably going to pass it, where K-12 teachers can carry guns, and I think also it was that security can have the guns as well, but you have to train if you're a teacher. I believe that was one of the things they said. There's also some more stuff like teacher pay and stuff like that. I give my views on that. I might do that, and also maybe like the governor's race, our West Virginia Senate race, who I support. Obviously, Justice. There's no one else in that Senate race I support. I'm sorry, Mooney. I'm sorry. You're a great person, but I really like Jim Justice. And then the governor race, that's a big one. I think I have who I want to support, but it's not like a big difference from others. But anyway, I'll stop talking about that. But I'm just really happy McConnell is finally stepping down, and I will see you guys in my next video in probably like a day or two, depending on what I want to talk about. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.